All right, let's give you a quick rundown on how to set up your 8-bitty customizable model in VTube Studio. VTube Studio is the program we're going to be bringing the model into. It is a free program on Steam. You can pay to get the watermark removed, but it is free to get started in. Once you download the model, you'll need to unzip the folder. Once you do, take that folder, put it somewhere safe on your computer, and you'll need to bring it into VTube Studio. Once you have the program open, you'll want to click Change VTS Model. It's this top large red icon, and it will open up this part right here. I already have the model uploaded quite a few times because I was getting in examples, but you'll want to click Import Your Own Model, and then click Open Folder. You can't see it on my screen, but it will open the folder that holds all your Live2D models. You'll want to copy the Live2D model that you unzipped. You'll want to copy that folder and put it into the folder that it just opened up for you. Once you've done that and you've exited out, you'll want to click that red icon again, and the 8-bitty should show up right there as one of the first models on your list. If it does not, click that red button again, which will refresh it, and it should pop up. Sometimes it doesn't register right away that there's a new model, but once you've done that, you'll click the model, it will do loading in, and there it is. You'll get this poor, sad, bald, gray creature. And of course, now you're going to want to customize it. I have some customization examples at the bottom. It's pretty easy to get it set up. Next, you'll want to click the settings, which is the large pink button. And you'll be greeted with all this. If this is your first time running VTube Studio, you've never used it before, I suggest looking up other videos because this is just going into the customization aspects. You're going to need to go through and set up all the tracking yourself. We're going to go right into the hotkeys and settings, which is the fourth icon at the top left-hand corner. And you'll see all these expressions right here already set up. These are your different toggles for turning on and off the Tamagotchi, putting on like the keyring if you want it to float around. If you want a pillow, which works with the Tamagotchi and works with the, where is it? There we go. And works with the Game Boy. And the Game Boy also has the option to swing around if you want to pin it to another model, but we'll get to that in a minute. So for your first set of customizations, you're going to want to go to Expression Editor right here, and you're going to want to click Create New Expression. You'll want to name it your character name. So I'm going to go with Eerie. And then you see this list of little toggles here, customization toggles. So first you can go into skin color and select your skin color. So we have a little bit of we have a slider here with a bunch of different colors, a bunch of different shades. You can also go into skin brightness, which is a separate parameter. If you want to make yourself paler, if you want to make yourself darker, you have that option here. Next, you'd want to go into hair toggles. This one, you have the short hair, you have the long hair, in the middle is the bald. So I'm going to go with the long hair for myself. And then there's hair color, hair brightness. So I want a purple hair. So I'll slide it over here to like a bluey purple. And then I want it a bit paler. So I'll bring up the brightness slider a bit, make it a nice kind of pastel-y purple. You can also make it darker, more saturated. Then you have things like eye color, left and right eyes are separated. So if you want to have, I believe it's called heterochromia, you can. And it has the brightness as well here. Each color slider has two options for the color and for brightness. You can change your shoe color. You can go, there's the clothing colors, where it's very basic customizations in this. But you can make it really special to your own streams. So here's my base color, character, sorry. So I've named it, and then I'm just gonna click save. And so then you're gonna be like, oh, where did it go? You click cancel, and you'll see you're back to being bold. You're gonna have to set this expression to a hotkey. So you can click it under here. There's character customization 1. You can add as many of these as you want if you want to add toggles for different characters, for different color schemes. And you'll want to change the keys for it to suit your own needs. But for now, we're just going to set it up here. I need a hotkey that I haven't used. Okay, F7 I haven't used. So you'll want to set the hotkey action to set unset expression, select, and the expression, you're going to want to scroll down to the thing you just made. So I just made the Eerie. So then I'll select that. So now when I press F7, it changes my character into the one we just customized. Now for some things like you're obviously going to want to change the color of the Tamagotchi and the keychain and the pillow and all that good stuff. So we'll start with changing the Tamagotchi shell, the virtual pet shell. So then what you do is you go to expression editor, you scroll down until you find something like VPet or like the game, which is the Game Boy. So I'm going to go to VPet first and click select. So that shows the Game Boy. Now we're going to want to scroll down to accessories and shell color. And this will change the color of the Tamagotchi shell. Now the colors are going to be a bit bright right now. But you have the option to, we go to brightness and you can make it lighter and more pastel, or you can make it darker. I'm going to do a pastel purple moment here. And then you're going to go, so then there's the background color you're also going to want to set. So that's the little part behind the little character. And then that's set for VPet. So if you start toggling on other things from here, it will change it in that expression. I just click save. So now if I go to click the VPet toggle, which is F1 right now, it automatically turns it on. If I press F7, it turns on my character and bam, we have a little Tamagotchi. And now it is set to, so if you turn it on and you want to say use the keychain swing, then I press F2 and it turns on the keychain, it turns on the swing and flops about a bit. And you just do that for anything else. So if you want to change the game, what's it called? The Game Boy, I got there eventually. You can change the colors for that. So I scroll down here and let's find the shell color. Here we go. So maybe we want like a green, maybe we want a green Game Boy. You can change the color here, like a nice forest green or a nice pastel green. And then background color, we're going to want to change again so that it all kind of matches together. And then click save. And now when I toggle on the Game Boy, there it is. And then here's it with the swing. And there you go. Every part of the model has a color slider. So if you want to change the keyring color, the Tamagotchi, there's also the pillow, which maybe you just want this sitting on your desk. You can have it sitting on your desk. A more advanced thing that you can do with these, because we have all of the emote toggles. You're going to want to set them to all your keys. But something really neat that you can do is you can connect them to Twitch. You can use VTube Studio and connect into Twitch and set the different emotes to appear when certain things happen on Twitch. So if you get a new follower, you get a sub, or even if someone just says a certain word in chat, uses a certain channel redeem, you can have the different emotes pop up, or even the different customizations. Like say you want a customization for chat to change the Game Boy, the Tamagotchi color. Sorry, I'm forgetting all my toggles now. So maybe you want chat to be able to change the Tamagotchi color. You would make a new expression, create new expression, and you'd scroll down to accessories. We're there. Here we are. And so then the VPet in-game shell toggle, this lets you choose between the Game Boy or the virtual pet shell. And then you set the color. So you'd say you want this to be a different color than your other one. So maybe I want this one to be like a pale yellow, goldish color. And then set the background color. Make that nice and pale. Okay, so maybe you want a gold channel redeem. So you set up the shell things here, you click save, and then you scroll down, you make a new hotkey. So you press this plus button here, click hotkey action, set unset expression, and then the expression would be gold. So you'd go scroll down till you found gold. And then you would set it as its own hotkey. So I'm just going to use Alt S for now because I don't have, I'm running out of hotkeys. You'll want to name it. So you don't forget what it is. And then you can toggle it to Twitch, to a Twitch redeem or something that's said in chat or a certain event that happens. And people can change the Tamagotchi color, which is pretty fun. So another thing that you can do with these is you can pin them to other models so that they can have like a little character, a little Tamagotchi on their character. So to do that, you need to go to these green icons here. The first star, which is item settings. You will click load current model as Live2D item and click select. And it will pop up with this. Okay. You can change parameters here. I don't suggest you touch any of that. Just click cancel. And then you have another little character, which you can toggle on your shell color. You can toggle on the character. And now you can use this to go onto other models. So let me bring up a character model, a little chibi model that my friend Argama Witch made, which is absolutely adorable. And now I can take this little Tamagotchi here and I can pin it to myself. I already have one pinned to me. And you can pin it. And then it can dangle around on like a lanyard. You're gonna hold it in your hand. All the toggles still work. So maybe I want to keep using my normal model. Maybe I don't want it swinging around. I can put it on its little pillow and I can set it on my head. I can set it on my desk, on my overlay. It's all very, very cute. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. If you have a hard time with any of the customizations, feel free to ask. And I hope you enjoyed the model. And if you're not getting the model, I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe it will help you customize some of your other models. I am going to go into one more advanced way to customize the colors of this model. If you can't get the color just quite right with the sliders that I've added to the model, you can go into settings. This is a bit more of an advanced way of doing it. You can go into model settings, and then in model settings, there will be a customize model button. So let me, I realize I'm not in the 8Bitty right now. Okay, here we go. So let's get this up. Say we want to change the color of the pillow, and my slider didn't really work. So we go into, we go into settings, customize model, and then you're going to want to go into customize multiply screen color art meshes and click select, and you'll see this whole big long thing. I tried to do my best to name as much of it as possible. But you can also, you see as I mouse over, things are highlighted with red. So I can click the pillow and you can see cushion here. And then you want to toggle that on. And basically right now it's letting you select a color from this special color picker. So maybe I want, I don't know what I want right now, but like you can pick, like, say a bright red, and then you click OK. And then you can add more colors. So maybe you don't like the black outline. The second one will change it quite a bit more. If, like, say maybe you want to make the whole thing a little bit more pastel. And this will add another layer of color to it. The first setting is more, is the multiply. So that will just layer the color over top and won't change the black outline or the shading. But then the next one, you can really go in and mess with the colors. So you can be more creative with the model. And yeah, I hope all this helps you as that little extra bonus customization. Yeah, have a good day. Maybe I'll see you on stream. I stream regularly on Twitch at EerieCoffee. I hope you have a lovely night. Bye.